You might still want that glam look as you're heading into the work the next few days. We're going to show you how to achieve that holiday hair that's office appropriate coming up next there, Riaz. Exactly. We're here at Salon Blue, and Van, you know, a lot of people right now, some people that have to go to work, they still want to look a little bit special because we're in that festive spirit. So you've got some great at-home tips for people today.
Exactly. Vanessa has very fine hair, so what we did was a nice simple blow dry. It's nice to have a polished look. As you can see here, what we did was use the Beck's Deep Crimper. We crimped the base a couple of times, and that'll ensure that you have volume that lasts 2 to 3 days. And also, Dawn, it will take the place of backcombing, so you no longer have to backcomb at all.
Okay, so really that's going to be all hidden. So if you're thinking you're getting that 80s look again, no, you're not. Okay.
You want at least a portion to hide the crimping. And also what you see here, this is not the latest look. We're going to remove the rollers, the brush here. So simply, once we blow dry, we set the brush in like so.
But how do you not tangle your hair in that? Lots of people have an issue with tangling their hair.
First of all, you want to remove from the back down, and you want to hold the hair right underneath here so it doesn't get tangled with the hair beneath it. When you roll it up, see how easy that is? So the brush is cooled down, and then we just kind of wrap it, and you can see the curl that you get out of that. Just a nice natural bounce at the crown area.
So the key must be the cooling aspect, because I blow dried my hair with those brushes before and it doesn't always give that nice little curl.
Yes, well this particular brush has a thermal heat protection there. It protects the hair, and also this stays hot for about 2 minutes, so it acts like a hot roller. Okay,
so the kind of brush does matter.
It does matter, and a boar bristle is really nice for smoothing out hair. So for those who have really curly frizzy hair or hair that gets staticky, the boar bristle will definitely keep it smooth all morning and all night.
I love it. Lots of great tips. Just one simple thing that people can do as they get ready for perhaps those holiday parties, or Riaz, maybe they just want to look extra special for work in the next couple of days as we lead up to Christmas. More details on Salon Blue. You can, of course, go to their website. Yeah, it's a real busy time. I mean, not only do we have Christmas parties, but we got New Year's just around the corner, and a lot of people taking on the project of styling their hair on their own. So Van here at Salon Blue, you got some great tips, and this time we're going more vintage inspired.
Definitely. As you can see here, we have more of a wavier look, which is really, really current right now, and it's inspired by the 1920s look. However, we have more volume as opposed to having a really flat look. And how you achieve this look is, what we use is the Beck style wand. It's just like a clipless curling iron basically, and it's a lot hotter than regular curling irons. And if you were to take a small curl section like so and curl the hair, you get the traditional curls.
I think that makes it a lot easier than something like a curling iron where you end up with that crimp.
Exactly.
That's a bit of a challenge. Now this obviously works best on longer hair?
Yes, longer hair.
Okay.
And actually to create the wave, so what I'm going to do is going to create more of a horizontal section so it's wider, not so narrow. And I'm just going to wrap it around, you see? That's simple.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, as far as product that you would use to protect the hair, we always hear of these, you know, heat protectants or things that you use if you're using any kind of, you know, curling iron or straightener. Is it important to use that kind of thing?
Yes, especially with processed hair, like highlighted hair. It's really important that you prep the hair before. What I meant prep is adding like a base coat, which protects it from the heat.
Okay, what about keeping the curl last? Because if people are getting ready at work, for instance, or before they go to work and then they have a holiday party after, how do you keep the curl lasting?
Well, it's we like to use more of a setting spray, and I prefer more of an aerosol spray.
Okay.
And the reason why is because it's lighter on the hair and it doesn't weigh it down. Whereas when you use mousses and gel, it tends to add weight and it will collapse during the day.
How wonderful. Well, these are beautiful looks again, vintage inspired this time. By the way, for more details on Salon Blue, you can go to their Facebook page. Michelle, coming up in the next segment just before 8 o'clock, we're going to get a little more formal.
All right. Sounds good, Dawn. Makes me long for my long hair.
Well, you know, Michelle, we're actually pretty lucky at the station. When we want to put false eyelashes in, we actually get a makeup artist to help us with that. But how do you do it on your own? We've got those tips, the tricks of the trade. Plus, we're talking formal holiday hair and makeup tips coming up next. Stay with us. You're watching BT Live from Salon Blue in Surrey. Yeah, thanks very much, Riaz. And Van, for a while, we sort of saw the trend of going out hair looking like you didn't want to go out, the structured hair, and now we've kind of gotten back to the classic.
Exactly. The real vintage look is really in, Mad Men, 1950s, 60s look, and it's awesome that hair is going back to looking formal again, more dressed up. And this is easily done. What Becky did was she did a French twist, and then we took the top portion, backcombed it, and basically just wrapped it into a bun and bobby pins pinned it in. And so the whole idea is to have a nice voluminous crown area here without it looking flat. But the key is not to have the hair looking perfect either.
Right, but it still looks more structured, but it looks very formal, which is what some people might be going for this holiday season.
Exactly.
All right, and Michaela is working on some makeup. You're going to show us a new twist on the smoky eye.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So this is called the halo smoky eye, which is darker in the inner corner and the outer corner of the eye and highlighted in the middle. This really brings it out a lot more, so it focuses on the eye, opens it up, and of course the lashes.
And that is really like the twist, is getting that inner smoke. But the lashes, I've heard everything from put a mirror on your lap to get someone else to do them.
Yes.
What's the best trick for people at home?
So what I usually do is I like to use my tweezer to pick out the lashes and apply your glue. So it's tacky, not wet.
Okay.
And I also like to look down a little bit, so it stretches out your lashes. Oh, it stretches out the lid, and you try to get as close to the lash line as possible.
And so the key is lifting up your neck to get that point, so you're still looking down, but you can still see.
Yes, and you're still stretching out that lid, so it's not folded.
I love it. Some great tips here at Salon Blue. Of course, this is a beautiful formal look. We're going to do a more modern twist on some classic looks coming up just before 9 o'clock, Riaz. For more details on Salon Blue, you can go to their Facebook page.
Nice.
You know, we've got just Christmas around the corner. There's still a few parties, and even is thinking about New Year's. So we're going to do a little bit of a modern take on a classic look. Coming up next from Salon Blue in Surrey. Stay with us. You're watching BT. Exactly, and here at Salon Blue, Van, I have to say I've never seen a look like this before, so you're keeping us on trend.
Yes, exactly. As you can see here, we have the classic look. All right, now spin her over, and you can see here's a modern look to it.
Okay, so what have you done here?
I used the Beck's Deep Crimper, a crimper, through the ends, and simply just Nikki did a simple braid throughout. As you can see, once we crimp it, the hair is a lot more plump and it looks more substantial. I'm sure when Jessica walks into the room, this will be the showstopper.
Okay, so she's got the braid, so you obviously put the braid, and then can we just maybe show where you pin everything there? So for someone to do this at home, they could do this probably in a few minutes, perhaps with hair that already was styled the night before with the curls.
Exactly, it's very, very easy. You can leave it straight or wave it, and all you do is connect it to the braid, do your simple French braid, and then pin it through. Make sure that the end is connected to the hair, and what I'll do is crisscross the pins, okay, just like so.
Okay.
So it's like an X in the hair.
What about product? What kind of product do we need to be using to make sure our style holds? Should we put like just a ton of hairspray on, just shellac it down?
Actually, I don't recommend a ton of hairspray. Less is more, because you want the hair to feel soft and want it to move. Make sure you use, I always like to use an aerosol styling spray because it's very light.
I love it. Well, these are some great looks, and of course, keeping us very stylish, whatever the occasion here at Salon Blue. Let's give a shout out to everyone that's worked so hard. Come on in, ladies.
Thank you very much.
So
These ladies did all the work,
Yay.
actually. Now we have Nikki and Jessica. Thank you. Becky, Ashley, and we have Melissa, and we have Vanessa, and we have our makeup artist, Michaela.
Fantastic, and then we cannot forget
Actually, yes, Simba.
little Simba.
Simba the lion.
Simba the lion, who definitely, you know what, you can always tell a good salon there, Riaz. If the dog has great hair, you know for darn sure they can make the humans look awesome. Do you ever, I want to know, do you ever do Simba's hair?
I'm Simba's hairdresser,
You're
yes.
Simba's hairdresser? Exactly, imagine this is like the princess right here. Again, more details on Salon Blue, you can go to their Facebook page.